able to identify, have you really received God's grace in your life? Have you really received God's grace in your life? If you really feel loved by God, you're going to want to give that love to others. It's from the inside out, right? So as we are closer to the Lord and we're seeking the Lord and we truly believe we're forgiven and accepted and loved and desired and wanted by God, out of the overflow of that relationship with God, will you honestly have the ability to give to other people? But if you don't feel that God's grace is on your life, you can't give grace if you don't have it yourself to give, right? So you have to be able to receive grace from God first. So in saying that, what are some areas of your life where you haven't given yourself grace in? You know, he had me walk through specific things that I had done that I knew were not righteous, that I knew were wrong. And in those areas, he told me to apply his grace. And it was difficult because I wanted to keep punishing myself. I knew the things that I had done were wrong, but yet he wanted me to receive his grace. And it was a struggle. And so as I was able to repent for not receiving his grace, and I received his grace in those areas, I felt the unforgiveness just leave. That spirit of unforgiveness broke off me, and I just felt this like rushing of living waters, right? Burst forth out of me, right? Living waters. Like I felt, oh my gosh, like, wow, like you really did want to forgive me. You really do forgive me. Wow, you're so good. You're so faithful, God. I don't deserve that. But thank you for the gift of your grace. And so when we really believe we've received the gift of God's grace, we want to give it to everybody because we know that we don't deserve it ourselves. So we want to extend that to everybody. So to encourage you guys, can you give grace to everybody in your life? Or is there certain people you're like, yeah, they don't deserve my grace. They don't deserve. Why are we feeling that way? Is there unforgiveness towards yourself? Is there a lack of unforgiveness towards others? Do you feel like God hasn't forgiven you in an area and you're still believing the lie that he hasn't forgiven you? So that's why you can't receive his forgiveness. You can't receive his grace. So you can't give it to somebody else no matter what, right? And so I hope that encourages you guys. Spend some time with the Lord. He's faithful. But his grace, oh my gosh, without his grace, I can't live. That's just the truth. His grace gets me through every day. It helps me to understand that he knows I'm going to make mistakes. He doesn't want me to be perfect. If I do enough, I'm good enough is a performance mindset, part of a perfectionist spirit. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. But I know and I'm reassured and I have comfort knowing that God is going to extend his grace to me as his child, even when I make those mistakes. Because he's going to help me walk through learning right from wrong, learning what to do instead of what I've done.